Hello and good morning to Morning Movement and Mobility. I'm Henry Byer with Strong for Life. It's awesome to have you here this morning, or if you're catching this on a replay later today, thanks for joining us or joining me. So it's Saturday, March 6th, first Saturday of March. Woohoo! Psyched to be in March. I am, and enjoy some maybe a little warmer weather in general. I love winter. I love skiing, but I'm looking forward to do some mountain biking and helping myself and helping you stay fit and mobile so that you can easily transition into your spring activities is what we're all about here at Strong for Life. And that's what we do. And that's why we do every day some maintenance, mobility, and movement work, or improvement of mobility and movement as well. Not just maintenance, but you know what I'm talking about. Getting you ready for the spring. So let's, which is now, only 2 weeks away. 2 weeks and 1 day away, something like that. Unbelievable. So I have this little problem. Let me see if it's corrected itself. My timer the battery is dead. And the timer is really what helps me out here, but I'll use my watch instead. So we're going to do 2 minutes of, for those of you who have not been on this before, basically we just do a bunch of movement work. I have a series of exercises, which is sort of generally called sun salutation exercises. We do a little breathing to start with. And then today, because we're going to be doing for like 45 minutes to an hour, I will do some back stabilization exercises. These are excellent to do in the morning as well. And then we wrap up. We typically wrap up with just some gentle stretching. So first thing we're going to do is a 2-minute standing meditation. It's called Standing Like a Tree. You stand with your feet about hip widths apart, toes pointing straight ahead. You slightly bend your knees, squeeze your butt just a little bit so that it puts your pelvis in a nice position. Stand erect, chest up. Imagine that you're getting stretched, like from the tip of your head to your tailbone is getting stretched and lengthened. Breathe through your nose and breathe with your abdomen. 2 minutes of this. Let's begin. You want to have a soft gaze, not staring at anything in particular. Just nice, easy breaths. Let your body relax. Just enough tension to hold yourself in the standing position without falling over. All right, we have another minute here before moving on. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is take your hands and put the back of your hands in the small of your back. And I just want you to move back and forth a few times, nice and easy. And then side to side. Again, nice and easy. And then do a few hip circles. Go in one direction. And then the other direction. This just helps wake up the legs, which have been supporting you. For longer meditations, this becomes very important. That standing meditation you can do for, you can work up to an hour of standing there like that. And you can imagine how your legs would need to have a little bit of recovery time. Now, we're going to do a few arm swings here. The way we do these arm swings is you just up and back, not really forcing them up, just letting the momentum create. It's just like a pendulum, okay? And then what we do is we do 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a double knee bend. Just a little bounce. It's not even really a knee bend. After every 5, we do that. And your feet are about hip widths apart again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double knee bend. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double knee bend. Excellent. Just going to check my timer here, see if I can turn it on. Not yet. It's this room is out of my garage, and overnight it's cold because I don't leave the heat on, and my timer is an old phone, and the battery battery life got sucked out of it. So now we're going to do demonstrate first these arm twirls. So basically you want to imagine that your arms are just like a string or a wet noodle or something like that. So you're not trying to really direct them. You just want them to be nice and relaxed. You're looking straight ahead, and as your front arm comes through, just gently direct it so it sort of taps you on the collarbone, and the back arm you want to gently have the back of your hand tap you in your kidney area, okay? And as you can see, I'm lifting my feet. When I spin to the left, my right heel comes up. When I spin to the right, my left heel comes up. That's to protect the knees. So just join in, and we'll do about 25 of these. Again, long spine. You want to just keep looking straight ahead. And just nice and easy. As you can pick up momentum if you like, but we're just getting in some twisting here. Awesome. A few more. Great. Shake that out. And now we're going to do another arm swing exercise. Again, your feet are about hip widths apart. Your arms, this is a 3-count exercise, and let me demonstrate first, and then you can join in afterwards. So the arms come back. This is 1. They come up, and they're bent about 90 degrees at the ankles. And then 3 is, or at the elbows, 3 is you're extending up onto your toes, straightening your knees, extending your hips, Extending your elbow or your shoulders, elbows, and wrists. So it looks like this. It looks like a basketball shot, except instead of your hands going over your head like that, they just kind of go out in front of you. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And from here, you just drop down. So you're drop down into sort of this slightly athletic stance because your feet are a little narrow here, but you're dropping down into this nice stance. And as your arms come back, up. So everything down here in your lower body is flexed and up, stretch, boom. Nice extension exercise. We do about 25 of these. Hip, again, feet about hip widths apart. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. Lost count to do a few more. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, good. Then we go back to arm swings or whatever these are. I always forget what these are called. Just nice and easy swinging, getting some twisting in the spine, waking up the joints is what we're doing here. I never count these. I just go by feel. The only ones I do a good job of counting are the swinging ones where I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the double bounce. All right, good. So shake that out, and we're going to do some shoulder rolls here. So rolling your shoulders backwards. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So one thing I want you to think about while we're doing exercises is you just want to be aware of your whole body. And one of the things that's important is your feet. You want to be sure, except for exercises where I tell you your toes are pointing out, you want to make sure that your toes are pointing straight ahead. So your feet are pointing straight ahead all the time. Okay, so now we're going to do shoulder rolls going backwards. So these are opposite. So one shoulder at a time. It's like doing a backstroke, but you're just doing it with your elbow, or sorry, your shoulders. Still early, still half asleep maybe, mixing up my words. It's all good. Okay, now go forward. Awesome. And now just a few arms across the chest, nice and easy, like this. Great. And then just throw in a couple more of these. A little more aggressive. Good. All right. Awesome. So a lot of the exercises that we have will work on the joints of the wrist, elbows, and shoulders and whatnot. But there's a few that I like to do on top of that. So this is another one. This is a good one because it is rotating the upper end of your arm here and your shoulder. So it's getting that. Your elbow is getting worked on at the same time, and your wrist as well is getting a little action here. So let's switch arms here. What you're doing is you're tucking your palm is up, you're tucking your arm in through your armpit and then going to where your palm is up again. So you're getting this nice rotation, external to internal to external rotation of your arm. And then your elbow is flexing. And you're actually getting, the ulna and the two bones in your arm spin around each other. And so you're getting that action as well while you're doing this. This is a great exercise for just that joint mobility. Now, wrists, we go palms, fingers interlaced, palms together, and doing your wrists here. I like the this Saturday longer session, 45 minutes to an hour. Now go the opposite direction because you can just spend a little bit more time on each one of these. While during the week, with just 30 minutes, we move through that pretty quickly. Okay, now open up your palms, keep your fingers interlaced, and then just start curling, moving your wrists around, whatever you can do, that's totally fine. Our joints stay healthy from moving them. So our shoulders and our hips can be particularly bad, and our ankles too, from poor walking or from our ankles can get really stiff because of the type of shoes that we wear. Okay, fingers. It's important to do these fingers, opening and closing your hands as wide as possible between your fingers and just shutting them. All of this movement helps keep your the connections between your joints nice and smooth, and it also stimulates the release of synovial fluid into the joint capsule, which helps lubricate. So the more you can do this sort of thing, the healthier your joints are going to be. All right, that's good. Now, let's see. We got through all of that stuff. So now we want to do we're going to get down hands and knees here. We're going to do the cat and the cow. So hands under your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Cow is where you look up and sort of create this saggy arch in your back. And then cat is the opposite, where you're making this, the black cat at night arch thing. So with your cow, point your toes, and with your cat, curl your toes under. So cow, cat, cow, cat. I like doing this one more than I like doing the standing version of this. We're not really trying to stretch here. We're just putting the spine through extension. When you're in cow, your spine is an extension. And when you go into cat, your spine's in flexion. You're just moving it through the motions there. Awesome. All right. Now, while in this position, just keeping your arms straight, you're basically doing push-ups with your shoulders, just going up and down, moving your torso up and down, keeping your arms straight. Next thing to do is to just spread your knees just a little bit, keep your toes pointed, and then move back and forth. You're just going back and forth like this. The key here is as you go back, you have these hip flexors are these muscles that are on the front of your hips. You want to squeeze those. Think about squeezing those. You want to keep your back flat and just go back as far as you can before your back, where you can continue keeping your back flat. If your back begins to round, stop right before there. Just do back and forth like this, just a little bit. Good. Head up, looking forward. Good. And now we're in this back position. Now I just want you to nod your head up and down about 10 times. Great. Now come back to standing and shake that out. All right. So now we're going to do a breathing exercise. So excuse me for 1 second. I have to blow my nose. Pardon me. Okay, that's better. Thank you. Thank you. So this breathing exercise, stand with your feet about a fist width in between your feet. Again, this is very important that you want to practice, not just in here, but wherever you are, standing in line, when you're walking, you want to practice having your feet point straight ahead, your big toes straight point ahead. A lot of people duck walk like this. They walk like this, and this is very hard on the ankles and the knees, the inside of the knees. It's bad for the hips. So whenever you can, you want to be aware of how you're walking. You want to walk. This is biomechanically how the body is designed, or designed to walk, meant to walk, is toes, big toe pointing straight ahead, not to the side. And if you are one of the millions of people who walk duck-footed like this, you're not alone. I actually have a little bit of external rotation on my left leg. So it tends to point out just a little bit. So I concentrate on that. But it's very important when you're standing and walking, work on it when you're standing, because you can look down at your feet and be, oh yeah, okay, straight ahead. It's not as easy when you're walking. But anyways, a fist width between your feet, toes pointing straight ahead. We're going to push our hips back. I'm going to twist for this. Push our hips back and bend at the waist. Bend all the way through your back. Breathe in as you do this through your nose. And then stand up and open your arms. And then come back down Again, we're not forcing this stretch. We're just taking what the body is prepared to give us at this moment. When I started, my fingers were not quite touching the ground, and now they're touching the ground. Breathe in on the way down, protects your back. Exhale up here through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. A couple more. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. One more. Breathing through your mouth is very important. Or sorry, inhaling through your nose is very important because it filters the air, it warms the air, it does a lot of things, breathing through your nose. So that's another thing to practice. Okay, so now we are ready for sun salutations. So I will walk you through one, and then we can do it all together. So sun salutations start with your feet together, just a slight prayer position. Swing your arms back, reach overhead. Breathing is the opposite here. Breathe in through your nose up here. Breathe out through your nose as you bend over. Step back with the right foot. Lift your chest. You're in this lunge position. Step back with your left foot. This is called downward dog. Your inhale here. And then you come forward. Or sorry, I had that backwards. Come onto your chest, point your toes. Lift your chest. Inhale here. Then push back into downward dog. Exhale. Step forward with your left foot. Chest up. Inhale through your nose. Step forward with your right foot. You're bent over. Exhale. Then stand up. That's one rep. And then we repeat it on the other side. So every time you are opening your chest like this, you're breathing in through your nose. And every time you're folding over, so here and in downward dog, you're exhaling. Those are the two breathing. Those are the times when you breathe. When you do this, backwards motion, you want to be sure that you're squeezing your glutes really tight because they are the muscles that will help protect your lower back. All right, so let's do these together. We'll do 8 of them. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Downward dog. Breathe out. Come onto your stomach. Point your toes. Lift your chest. Breathe in. Push it back into downward dog. Breathe out. Step forward with your left foot. Chest up. Breathe in. Step forward with your right foot. Exhale and stand up. It's okay if you have to make adjustments for positioning and things like that. Your hands and your feet do not have to stay in the same location going backwards and forwards. You can adjust. As you can see, I can't come as far forward coming out of it as I can step backwards. And so I always have to step forward a little bit in order to readjust. Okay. Rep number 2. Inhale. Exhale. Step back with the left foot now. Chest up. Inhale. Step back into downward dog. Exhale. Come forward onto your stomach. Point your toes. Lift your chest. Inhale. Push back into downward dog. Exhale. Step forward with your right foot. Chest up. Inhale. Step forward with your left foot. Exhale, stand up. Okay, we'll move through these other ones more quickly. 1, exhale, step back with your right foot. Inhale, step back with your left foot. Exhale, onto your stomach. Lift your chest. Inhale, just push back. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, step forward again. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, step forward, right foot. Inhale, step forward, left foot, exhale. Good. Exhale, step back, left foot, chest up, inhale, back with the right foot. Exhale, come to your stomach, point your toes, chest up, inhale. Try to keep your shoulders down, push back, downward dog, exhale, step forward, right foot, chest up, inhale, forward, left foot, exhale. All right, 2 more of those. Inhale, exhale, step back, right foot, chest up, inhale, step back, left foot, downward dog, exhale. Step forward, left foot. Last one. Step back, left foot. Chest up. Step back, right foot. Exhale. Step forward, right foot. Chest up. Very good. That's the Sun Salutation series. I think an important thing to remember with those is, again, with all these type of mobility exercises, these are more about mobility and movement than about flexibility. And so when you first do it, you feel a little bit stiffer. And then as you go through the repetitions, you get more flexible, more mobile as you warm up. And that's why, doing these every day and adding repetitions over time is what ends up increasing your flexibility and your mobility, instead of holding one pose for a little while and trying to eke it out. Moving through the motions over and over again slowly expands that mobility and flexibility. So our next exercise are called Hindu push-ups, and I'll demonstrate 3 ways to do them, and you choose the one that will work best for you. And I'm going to choose from this is basically the most common way to do it, and then we'll go to 2 easier ways. So you're going to get on your hands and knees, and remember, I'll demonstrate first, and then push up into downward dog. Your feet spread apart. when you're in downward dog, look between your feet and push away from the ground with your arms and lift your hips and try to push your heels down to the ground. And then for the push-up part, you're going to scoop down between your hands, and then you're going to end up in what's called upward dog, where you're supporting yourself on your toes and your hands. Chest up. Back. So that is the sort of standard way. Slightly easier is from downward dog. You come forward into this up push-up position, drop down to your stomach, and then push up into downward dog. Be sure in downward dog to squeeze your glute muscles to protect your back. So you go back, push up, down, like this. Now, the third option, which is even a little easier, is to come to your knees first, then down, and then push up into this cobra downward dog position, squeezing the butt. So back, knees down, down, like that. Okay. We're going to do 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep those shoulders down and pushing out your chest. 8. Good. At the end, I walk my feet towards my hands and come as far as I can without bending my knees. Then I bend my knees and stand up. So that's a good gauge. Sometimes when I'm really warm, I can get my hands my feet in between my hands. Today, I couldn't do that. Okay. Next exercise is the Hindu squat. So I'll demonstrate first, and then I'll show you a modified version that you can do if you need an easier version. So here, this is an exercise where your toes are going to be pointed out a little bit, and you start with your heels about hip width apart, have your toes pointed out a little bit. This is a 3.3 count exercise. Arms go back. You drop down into this squat position here. So you're up on your toes, flexed ankles, flexed knees. You want your upper body to be upright. We're not going down into this bent over position in the squat. You want your chest upright. So this is the bottom of the squat. And then as you stand up, you swing your arms up into this kind of this on guard position. And then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's the unassisted version of the Hindu squat. Now you can have assistance for this. You could back of a chair, a broomstick handle. I have this PVC pipe. You could use a table, anything that you can rest your hands on to provide support. A broom handle or something similar to that is probably best, or a high back chair, because it tends to work better with your hands higher. And so then you can pull up on whatever it is you're using as assistance and make the up portion of the squat easier, right? So you can do that until you can do them unassisted. So for these, we're going to do 16 of these, okay? 16. So again, feet about hip widths apart, toes out just a little bit, and begin. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 6, 1, 2, 7, 1, 2, 8, 1, 2, 9, chest up, 1, 2, 3, or that was 10, 1, 2, 11, 1, 2, 12. The counting always messes me up. 1, 2, 13, 1, 2, 14, 1, 2, 15, 1, 2, I think I got 14, 15, 16, 17. I don't know, lost count, lost my rhythm with it, trying to count the cadence at the same time. Lots of coordination going on there. So those are your Hindu squats. You always do twice the number of Hindu squats as you do Hindu push-ups. The last exercise here is we are doing thoracic bridges. And how you do these, I'll demonstrate again, is you're sitting, knees bent roughly 90 degrees, feet flat on the ground. Your hands are behind you. You're supporting your weight on your palms, and your fingers are pointing away from your body. So for me, they're pointing to the back wall here. And then all I do is I lift up and really squeeze my glute muscles together, nice and hard, and then I go down, and that's one repetition. Now, that position can be a little hard on the arms for some people. So if you're in that position, then just put your feet forward and then just hang out in this position. And you can scoot your butt away from you to give you just a little bit more stretch in your arms there. And after a little while, your arms will become accustomed to this position, and then you can move into doing the actual bridge like this. We'll do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excellent. Shake out those arms. If you want, grab a drink of water. We're going to move into our spine stabilization exercises here. We have a little over 15 minutes. I do these at 6:30. Well, I do these at 6:30 every day during the week, and then I do them at the same time on Sunday because at 7:30 in the morning, I live in Colorado, my son takes over my computer here and plays some Minecraft. So 7:30 is the dropped dead line for this. Okay, so we're going to do spine stabilization. Let me just get a slightly better side view angle here. The first exercise for spine stabilization is the bird dog. So I'll demonstrate first, and then you can join in. And we'll see. We might try and do 2 sets of this before we do our stretches. So the bird dog is you're starting on your hands and knees, hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Have your toes curled under. And just a nice stable position here. And then for the bird dog, we're moving opposite arms and limb. So right arm, left leg. And I'm pointing ahead like so. And then I just gently just repeating this motion, coming in, tapping my knuckle to my knee and pushing. The key here is you're not trying to lift your leg super high or your arm. You're just kind of stretching. You're trying to point them away from each other as if someone was tugging on your hand and your foot like that. And then you do for reps on one side, and then you go to the other side and repeat like that. So let's do this one first. We do 15 reps here. Well, let's see. We'll just do 10 reps today because we haven't done this before, I don't think. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Really push that heel away from you. You're trying to keep your shoulders and your hips level, and your head just a nice neutral position. Just looking straight down is great. So let's do the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. If it's uncomfortable for you to be on your knees for whatever reason, and adding a cushion doesn't help with that, I just have this little mat here. They could do them on the floor as well, on the rug. But if having a cushion under your knee doesn't help, then message me, send me just get in contact with me through a comment or whatever, and I'll send you an alternate exercise for doing that exercise standing. So now I need my watch. So now we're going to do a side plank. So for the side plank, you have 3 options. The standard option is I'm on my left side, is to have the left foot in front of the right foot, and then I'm just up on my elbow like this. The key is squeezing the quad, the glute, and pushing away from the ground with the elbow here. If that version is too difficult, then you can just bend your knees a little bit and then come up and support yourself at between your knees and your elbow, and that's slightly easier. And if you want a more difficult version, we'll just show you one more difficult version. Just stack your feet on top of each other. You're just minimizing the stability underneath that side. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 30 seconds on each side, okay? So get ready and begin. Up to 30 seconds. As soon as it starts being super strenuous for you, just stop and recover. Really squeeze the leg, the left leg and the left glute, and push away from the ground. Now these you would do, as I said, in a couple sets. Okay, switch sides. You do 2 or 3 sets of each one of these exercises. There's one more after this. Okay. Go up. Excellent. Okay, the last exercise in the spine stabilization exercises is a curl up. So one leg is straight, one knee is bent, foot flat on the floor. Put your hands palm down below the small of your back. Fingertips just gently touching, and then with one, moving the upper part of your chest and head, shoulders as one unit. You don't want to be curling at the neck, as you want to avoid that as much as possible. You lift up your chest, squeeze your abs very hard, and go down. And we do 5 of these. 1, 2. To make this even more challenging, breathe in as you curl up. 3, 4, 5. You just do 5 of those. So let's quickly do another round of those. So bird dog, we'll start with our left arm, our right arm, left knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Left arm, right knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Onto your side, left side. I always tend to start with my left side. So get ready and begin. So these exercises, they don't take very long. This will take us maybe 5 minutes to do. Probably less than 5 minutes to do per set, per round. You do them around like this. You do the bird dog, then the side plank, then the curl up as one group of exercises, and then you repeat that again 2 or 3 times. Okay, switch sides, and maybe take, about 3 minutes per side or per round, maybe less. Well, that's probably about that. A little over a minute to do the side planks, 30 seconds each side. Probably about a minute to do the bird dogs. Okay, now onto your back. I switched legs. So last time I had my right leg straight and my left leg bent. Do the opposite. Tuck your chin. 2, 3, 4, 5. The key with the curl up is really squeezing your abs very hard. It's a strength exercise, not an endurance exercise. And the harder you squeeze your abs, the stronger they'll get. The more tension you create through that squeezing, and the stronger your abs will get. Now we're going to do a few stretches here. Do a hip flexor stretch. Just, you can have your toe pointed or curled. I'm on my right knee, and I'm just torso upright, hips square, shoulders square. You can push in the lower back here with your hands if you want, and just get a nice stretch on this hip flexor. Be sure to squeeze the same side glute muscle so that you are relaxing, signaling this front muscle, this muscle that goes along the front to relax. Just 30 seconds on each side. 2 to 3 sets of this is good. We will not have time to do more than that today. Some of the things that we missed today that we do dynamic stretches, which we will not do. Well, if I do one of each of these, I might be able to do a few dynamic stretches with you. All right, good. Now we're going to sit down into this modified hurdler stretch, 90-90 stretch. My right knee is in front. It's bent 90, or my left knee is in front with my leg bent 90 degrees at the knee. Put my right hand on my left foot And with my chest, I just lean out over my left knee here, chest up. Chest up is important. Push away from the ground with that left arm. You don't want to be slouching into the shoulder. You want your shoulders down and back. These are exercises that you can do at night while watching TV or whatever, watching a movie, listening to music. You could, even if you have the setup right, you could sort of read a book, read a magazine like this, switch legs, and just do these for longer times. But for a warm up, a cool down, 30 seconds is good. Typically, the dynamic stretches are done before you do them before you're going to go out for a run, do a workout or something like that. But it's a morning time, and I like to do the dynamic stretches. All right, so there. So those are just two static stretches that you can do. The last one is a hamstring one. And so you clasp your feet about, hip widths apart again. Clasp your hands behind your back, and without bending at your knees, push your hips back. And as you push your hips back, your knees can begin to bend, but you don't want to be, the bending is coming because of the hips going backwards and your ankles being held stiff. So you want to hold your ankle stiff. Then you just hold this for about 30 seconds. You should feel a nice stretch right here in your hamstrings. Keep your chin up. And as you breathe, just push back just a little bit more. So you can get just a little bit more stretch. Find the spot. There will be a spot of maximum tension. You just search around for that and hold it, and then push a little more and find it again. Okay, bend your knees and stand up. We'll do, my legs, are stiff, so I'll show you a couple of dynamic stretches for the legs. You want to be doing these things every day. So this is just swinging your leg. Start off with a small range and then build into the range as your legs warm up. And you want to do 10 per leg. I don't know how many that was. Switch sides. And you want to do these in sets of 10 to 12 and work up to 40 to 70 of these. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then do side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So those are 2 leg ones that you can do. Again, working up to about 40 to 70 and in sets of 10 to 12. For your arms, you can do a double arm, swing up and give it a double pump at the top. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, about 5 to 8 of those. And then you can do the double. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, something like that. And for the arm swings, you're doing sets of 5 to 8 of them. And again, working up to 30 to 50 of those. So it is now a little past 7:30. It's 7:31. So I'm sure my son will be chomping at the bit here. So thanks for joining me today for some Saturday morning movement and mobility. Try to do this every Saturday for an hour. Nice, long, just relaxed session of moving. And then during the week, I do it for 30 minutes, Monday through Friday, at 6:30 to 7, Monday through Friday. This is my time, so mountain time. So East Coast time at this time is 8:30, West Coast time is 5:30, and 6:30 to 7 during the week, 6:30 to 7:30 on Saturdays if I'm not skiing. And so that is it for today. I want to thank you again for being here. And Becky, how's it going? And we'll see you on Monday. So have a great weekend. Enjoy it. Hope it is filled with fun and adventure. And we'll see you next time. Cheers. And bye, YouTubers and Facebookers. Great to have you here.